What's up, y'all? We are back. Episode 27 of the Nashville Stampede Out of the Park Baseball 24 series. Took a little break from recording the last about week and a half or so, 2 weeks maybe. I've uploaded a couple of videos, but I need a little break from everything. So we're back now, starting up the offseason here in 2032. Pretty big offseason. It's been a little bit since I looked at this, but I just looked at kind of like what's been happening on the team. So we have a lot of big departures this offseason. So Tink Hence, I offered a contract extension to. Nothing crazy, but we do need some starters here. So I guess the easiest way is go to pending offers. A bunch of minor leaguers here, but Tink Hence, we offered him a 1 year, $12 million deal. Coming off an awesome season. Definitely deserves every bit of that. I'm surprised I was able to get him that cheap. He's still pretty young, so, he's only 30, so, we were going to extend him hopefully, and then, this is kind of what we're looking at for next year. So Marquez will be back, obviously. Hence, hopefully we'll sign that extension. Milt Almond, who finished off the year really strong, he'll be in the rotation somewhere. Johnny Colburn, who I'm excited for, he'll be in the rotation. And then there'll be some combination of Drew Hackenberg, who we'll bring back, and then Talon Bell, who pitched out of our bullpen and did pretty well. Then we have Robbie Watkins here, who's almost ready, looking like a stud potentially. And then Patrick Sandoval kind of wanted some big bucks. We'll see if we can bring him back. I'm not totally opposed to that. He had an awesome year. And then we have like Steve Graysick here, who's been hanging around a little bit. He's not bad. He's fine. He's a good like eighth starter to have. Jax Bishop, I didn't forget about him last year, but like I don't know. We just didn't have any injuries. I wasn't even able to get him up to the majors, which was just I don't know. I should have at least gave him a shot in the bullpen, but he'll have a spot on this team next year most likely. And then Boston Kellner's still a fine emergency guy to bring up. And then most of the bullpen's coming back besides Blake Townstead, who acquired at the deadline, and Cam Robinson, who was pretty good for us last year. He wasn't great, though. I don't know if that's a huge loss. We'll see about that. But, yeah, we have some guys in arbitration. Drew Hackenberg didn't have the best year, but he's still like a fine guy to have, I guess. I don't know. He's honestly pitched way better than I ever would have thought he would with these ratings. I did offer him an extension, the 3.4 mil. Chiavilli will be back. And then Carter Smith looks like we offered him as well. And then Molinex obviously will be back too. Qualifying offers, I don't think we won't be able to get one for Sandoval. Charles, a guy I would consider to bring back. He was great for us for 2 seasons. When brought him over, but he does have the rotator cuff, so what's he gonna look like when he comes back? It's a big question. And then we offered some minor league deals too. So, we're gonna be losing Acuna. Really unfortunate, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford him unless something crazy happens this offseason. So, I just wanted to catch everyone up on what's going on. We'll send ahead a bit. And Adley did drop a little bit in ratings. It's okay though. He's still good. We'll kind of come up with an offseason plan once free agents file and we see what's out there, and maybe we'll get a boost in our budget. Who knows? But we'll be back in just a sec. So let's run through the awards here. So Tink Hence did sign his extension, so he'll be back for a year at least. We'll see how he does, but no Gold Gloves. Pretty surprising, but I guess our team has taken a step back defensively over the years. As for reliever of the year, old friend Nolan McLean wins it in the AL. Awesome season for him. He was so bad for us that half season, though. Then Mason Thompson, Ronnie Henriquez. Did he get released? What the heck? Oh, my God. See, oh, my God. That's so ridiculous. The dude finishes third in reliever of the year, and they release him at the end of the year. What a stupid... Oh, my God. That's so stupid. But, old friend of ours. Old friend, good for him. He finished third. Unfortunately got released. But Ricky Tiedemann, another old friend of ours. winning the NL Reliever of the Year. Didn't really work out for us in the half season we had him, but he's put together a nice little run at the end of his career. As a reliever, he's been really good. Then none of our other guys are there in the NL. Then we go to Silver Sluggers in the AL. No really familiar names. And then in the NL, we do have Kira. He wins a Silver Slugger. Maybe his, I don't know, is this his best season that he's had? Offensively, yes. It's really close with his 2029 season, but overall, he definitely didn't have the value. His defense, it was good, but not up to his normal, like, 20 zone rating guy. And then Ronald Acuna, good for him. He wins at DH. And Gage Workman also wins another Silver Slugger over at second base for the Angels. It's 2 years in a row for him. Good for him. He stayed mostly healthy for them, too, so really cool. Kevin Krebs wins Rookie of the Year. Pretty decent bat. This guy, Salas, interesting. I want to see if he can make it work with this pitch mix. Looks like he did it last year, so I don't see why he couldn't. And then NL Rookie of the Year. This guy, Komada, looks like he was an international free agent. Couple different guys. Cool. Bob Long, wow. Wow, that's not our Bob Long. Our guy, yeah, okay, our guy is also Bob Long. Okay, I thought I was crazy. Our Bob Long was definitely not there. He only had 12 games, but this Bob Long, fifth in the Rookie of the Year, yeah. And then Guardians manager and Los Angeles manager win Managers of the Year. AL Cy Young, Bubba Chandler. No surprise there. He's been a really good pitcher throughout the save. He's been pitching with this fragile injury rating for a while, and he has really not gotten hurt outside of this 1 year and a half that he missed. No, only a full year. Dang, good for him. Cerrante, this guy's, what a beast. Although, concerned about that pitch mix, but it looks like he's made it work. Yeah. He's been around for a few years. Salas guy. No one else. Nolan McLean's here. Good for him. Jonathan Stiver, this is a real-life guy. White Sox pitcher. Then Jared Jordan wins NL Cy Young. Really good season for him. Wow. Nice. Paul Skeens finished second. Big free agent signing a couple of years ago from LA. He's been a beast over there. And then Emilio Marquez finishes third. He's gotten snubbed every single season. Leads the league in pitching WAR. Best strikeout to walk ratio. Leads in wins, whip, and through 200 innings. And still could not pass out Paul Skeens. I guess his ERA was a little higher. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's about as close as it gets, but, you know, still think Marquez should have got a little bit more respect than finishing third. And then no one else. Interesting. Hence didn't even get on here. I guess he didn't throw enough innings. That makes sense. Alton Davis, man, in 14 games started, finishes on the ballot. I wonder if, oh man, he's got such a big contract, though. Holy crap. Anyway, MVP, Miguel Vargas wins in the NL. Has he won one before? No, he's been around for sure. Yeah, he's just a beast. Mike Seaman finishes second. Ellie De La Cruz. Dylan Cruz. No one else really too interesting there. Then, oh my God, Kira won MVP. Holy crap. Out of all the seasons, this is the one he won? Interesting. Wow, okay. I mean, I'll take it. That's back-to-back MVP winners for us. Last year was Rushman, this year is Kira. I mean, yeah, he had an awesome year, but man, he's been shockingly consistent. No matter how much I've kind of shit on him, he's been amazing. For sure. And then Gage Workman finishes second. Imagine if we had that duo still on the squad, but you know, it was smart to let him walk. He's still on a big contract. We'll see if he works out there, but Carlos Correa finishes third. still kicking it at age 38. Devon Skeeter, this guy's interesting. Wow, I like this guy a lot. Former number 3 overall pick. And then down the ballot, we have Marquez gets a first place vote. Molinax is down the ballot a little bit. He had a great year. Cunha finishes with some votes as well. Rushman. So yeah, we did pretty well, all things considered this year. But yeah, again, we couldn't make it to the promised land and win another World Series. Man, when was our last one? 2027. Man, it's been too long. It's not like we're not trying. Andrew Vaughn. Yeah, they won't want to top prospects. No, thank you. Arbitration hearings here, and okay, there we go. Free agents will file tomorrow. Let's do what we have for international guys. Guy already signed. This guy's not bad. Doesn't want any demand. Koshny, a switch hitter. Be a potential 4th outfielder. Although I kind of want to give Bob Long a shot. And we still have Eric Kennedy. He's fine, I guess. Greg Graves is cool, too, I guess. Up in the upper minors, we have Balderas, who we drafted a few years ago. He's knocking on the door. Bumbray's knocking on the door as well as for a starting spot. Besides that, there's nothing too interesting up in the upper minors. We still got Joey Nelson here. Becerra's here. Amazon. Sprav, I guess, whatever. Anyway. Just looking through our minor league system. Okay, let's go to free agents. See who filed. See who's out there. See who we can add to this team. So, Mike Trout got hurt. Oh no, he tore his ACL. That sucks. He was having a good year too. Dang. So, who's this guy? Interesting. Another international guy, young, corner outfielder, DH type. 23. So, this is basically what our lineup looks like right now. So it'll probably be something like, let me see. So maybe I don't know, Correa had a good year too. Okay, well, so we're going to have Correa, we're going to have Kira, we'll have Rushman, we'll have Molinax somewhere in here. We're losing our cleanup hitter, which sucks big time. Maybe Molinax is there. I don't know. We need a big bat in the middle of this order to replace Acuna. Lefty righty. I guess we can go either way. I'd maybe prefer a lefty, but again, it's nothing crazy. But yeah, this guy Kim looks really interesting. Crushed in the what is this? Atlantic League? What? Interesting. What has this guy been doing? I'm so confused. Whoa. Was this guy just like a pop-up prospect? Okay, I don't know. I'm not even going to look too far into it. Okay, but yeah, I think we'll throw him an offer. I don't think this is unreasonable. Maybe a 3-year deal. I think $5 million AAV is very fair. Let's try that. 3 years, $15 million. Really cheap. For potentially game-changing bat. As for other cheap guys out here, Gavin Guidry, I guess, is interesting. The center fielder is still interesting bat as well. Switch hitter. 27, plays a good outfield. Our scout thinks he can be an average starter. I would probably agree. He doesn't have an interesting profile, but he's 27, so realistically, like, this is where he's going to be. I don't know. He's okay. So, as for our backups, I think we're cool with running out with Smith. Some combination of Smith and Emerson, but we don't really have another guy that can play shortstop. I guess Harrington's fine over there. Let me see. We don't have anything in the minors that can really play shortstop. Maybe we try to get a cheap backup infielder here. Let's go to shortstops. No, Gavin Guidry actually makes a lot of sense. He does have a bad personality. I don't really want someone who's a low leader. Jordan Lawler, man, he's been hurt. He doesn't even have good range anymore. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Bryson Stock could theoretically play short, but not really that interesting. Luis Angel Acuñas. How did he do the last few years? Nothing crazy. Spent most of the time in the minors. Jazz Chisholm, we could bring him back for like his third time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too impressed with anything out here at shortstop. Royce Lewis. This dude could be a stellar third baseman. Kevin Mad. All right, well, I'll look around in free agency. As for bullpen, starting pitching, I mean, I think we're pretty set. I'm cool with running out all these guys. Kranzler's a wild card. Simpson's a wild card. Even Lopez didn't even pitch in the majors last year. But, we have Bishop. We have Kellner, who I guess can fill in, theoretically. So we'll go to relievers here. Let's see what we got. Gavin Hollowell finally fulfilled the prophecy and bring him in. Been talking about him every offseason. Has he just switched teams every year? Oh, my God. He's been so good, though. I mean, we don't have enough money for that. Yeah. I think I might just pocket the rest of the money. Unless we can find some. Maybe we'll go bargain bin shopping probably. Luke Thompson's interesting. What do we have lefty-righty out here? Pretty good mix. Honestly, I don't even think I'm going to sign anyone else. I think we might just roll with this bullpen. We'll make some trades at the deadline if we gotta. This guy's crazy looking, though. Holy crap. I really just want to sign this guy because I am so intrigued by this. This is like a crazy looking makeup for a reliever. Like, he should be a starter. And if he had better stamina, he would be. He'd be a really good one, too. And I'm intrigued. He's won reliever of the year two times. Won a World Series. I mean, geez. Getting one of the best relievers in baseball, but I don't know. Doesn't really seem worth it to me. All right, I'll jump off camera. We'll look at some deals and we'll see what happens here. All right, so really quick. It's not really quick. This might take a little bit, but we have one of the most valuable trade pieces that I would be willing to give up. Jesus Moreno. So he was an international scouting discovery back in 2030. Made his pro debut last year. He struggled, as most people will, at the age of 18 in rookie ball, but number 22 prospect in baseball. I see the upside. I mean, man, the contact, the power, the avoid Ks is all there. The eye is incredibly concerning to me. Everyone's going to walk a ton in rookie ball when you have guys who can't throw strikes, but he was one of the most valuable trade trips, and a lot of teams wanted him. I like him, but he's not a guy who's untouchable to me with this batting profile. My scout loves him, but, there's a difference between being an 80 potential guy who I see as a future superstar, and there's, these 80 potential guys who are like, I see the tools, but I don't know if he's going to work out in the majors. He's only a corner outfielder, maybe probably DH. And I already have one of those guys on our team in Luis Moreno, who I like a lot more, just because of his defense and his like more well-rounded batting profile, and he's a lower ranked prospect, but I like him better than our number 22 ranked prospect. So he's a guy I'm looking to include in a trade to upgrade big time. So after looking around at a lot of trades and looking at the state of our team, and kind of where we're at offensively, and pitching wise. So pitching wise, I feel pretty good about where we are. This isn't the most impressive rotation, but we have some guys coming up in Bumbre. Obviously, what's his name? What is he now? 17 prospect in baseball, Robbie Watkins. I feel good about where we are with the pitching staff. And I think the offense could use an upgrade losing Acuna. So we have this trade lined up. It's a 1-for-1. Jesus Moreno, number 22 prospect in baseball, for Mike Lesko, who the Royals, for some reason, are looking to give up. I kind of understand why, and I'll get to that in a second, but, man, I see the upside with this batting profile. I mean, he's only 23, so this power could tick up. But even if he stays where he is, he's going to be a contact-first, eye-driven, he doesn't strike out, or he gives you tough at-bats. In his small time in the majors, he's walked at about a 13-14% rate. He's a low leader, but whatever. We can deal with that. But not going to strike out, going to walk a lot. He's pretty much the prototypical two-hitter on my lineup. And where he would fit is I'd push Kira back, and then we'd have Frank Correa, who walks 14% of the time, then Mike Lesko batting second, who will also walk 14% of the time. Then I'll line up Kira, Rushman, Molinax for these RBI opportunities. So I love how he fits. And with the lefty, he's going to fit right in that 2 slot. PJ Orlando, he would be out in this equation, but he would slot right in here. And it's a perfect fit, honestly. And, he's not going to play the best first base, but he's good enough over there. My concerns, the power has not shown up. He only hit 8 home runs in 161 games. He's a fly ball hitter, so that means he's going to hit a lot of balls in the air without a lot of power. That does matter in this game, absolutely. A guy who should probably be like a 320 hitter is going to, get out a lot by warning track fly balls. But if this power ticks up, man, he can be an absolute stud. He's got plenty of service time. You got him for 4 years, I think. Maybe even 5. I'm not sure when his service, probably 4 years, but, whatever. We're going to have plenty of time with him. Then Jesus Moreno's a guy who can easily bust. I want to sell high on him now while he still has a ton of value. I've been burned by these prospects before, and they actually have a guy. Well, they have a guy that I actually was able to get out on early. So Wilman Diaz was a guy in the Marquez trade way back in the day. And then this name will look familiar. Juan Roybal was also in that trade. He was pretty much the center, or one of the key pieces that they got with Cam Robinson, Diaz. And, he's going to be a fine player, I'm sure, but he's not the player that he was when I traded him, which is I don't know, somewhere in here. Or he had some huge upside. It's not really the player he is anymore. So, we've been burned by guys before. That guy in the Cardinals, Cisneros, going to be a stud. Although he's 24 and, development is running out. And maybe he's not the superstar I thought he was going to be. But yeah, we've been burned by prospects in the past. But I'm okay rolling the dice with that. So this trade is 1-for-1. Moreno for Lesko. Just to kind of show you what I was looking at when I shopped him around. Ton of good players. There's a lot of good relievers. I can get the best relievers in baseball. I don't know. I'd rather get an offensive guy who can be with us for the next 4 years and just slot in our 2 slot and not have to worry about it. So, and yeah, there's a lot of good players. This Dean Moss guy was interesting, but he's 26 and he's not going to develop into that. There's Tim Brandt, he's interesting, but he's probably a 4-starter. So, yeah, that's all to say. I'm going to go through with this trade, I think. It's tough giving up a really top prospect, but, all the reasons that I explained, I think it's smart to sell high. And I see what the Royals like in him. And maybe they just don't see the first base. He's a first base only guy and, doesn't bring a ton of pop. So, I don't know where they are in the state of their team. I think they've been competing. Yeah, they've been fine the last few years, but yeah, looking for some more upside instead of Lesko. So I'm not even going to try to add any more because I think we're still winning this trade, and I don't want to go cheese the AI too much, but because, they probably shouldn't be trading Lesko, but whatever. We're so deep into the save, like, I'm kind of past the point of, like, trying to make things incredibly realistic, but, I mean, they're still getting a top 25 prospect, so let's go through with that. And boom, there you go, Mike Lesko, add to the team. So where does this leave our lineup? So against righties, I feel good with adding either Bob Long, Grady Emerson, or PJ Morlando into this lineup. So this would probably push Correa back to second base, where he's fine over there. Like, I'm not worried about him there. And then Harrington will become like our utility infielder in this case. He'll slide in a lot at third base, especially after Harris is coming off a down year. He's not locked into a spot either. It'll probably be a battle between him and Harrington. I like Harrington's versatility a little bit more, so I'll keep him as a utility guy for now, and then it's gonna be like PJ Morlando, it'll be Grady Emerson, Greg Graves, Bob Long for that DH spot. But Bob Long has come along really nicely in his development. His last tick up was 5 contact, 5 power. So I'm pretty pumped with what Bob Long could be. Former first-round pick a couple of years back. So, yeah, I mean, Lesko slotting in that 2 spot is just... It's great. I love it, and I love the fit. So, and then against lefties, we're a little bit weaker, and I'm a tiny bit concerned about it. I mean, I might push Harris to the outfield in this case, and put Lesko at first, Correa at second, then Harrington at third, and then... I think I'm going to rescind this offer. I love Kim, but, I don't think we need him. I don't even know where he's going to play. So, I'll keep things fair. I'm going to rescind that offer because we were getting a really good deal on that anyway. And yeah, I really like where this team is at right now. I would love one more righty bat to play against lefties, just because most of our bench guys, besides Carter Smith, who, I'm not really sold on him at this point. We could use a masher against lefties, and I have a couple offers out right now. Denzel Clark is a guy I like a lot. 75 outfield range, doesn't hit a ton, but could be a usable player. And then Nelson Grigo, who I don't know what he's been doing the last few years, but I guess he has no experience. Interesting. What? Oh, he's just an international free agent from Cuba. Okay. So yeah, he's gonna be like if I sign him to a minor league deal, he's about the same against righties and lefties, which is fine with me. But he can slot into our lineup against lefties and be that DH in this configuration of the lineup, and that saves us a lot of money too. We can put that in development, use it in the drafts. So I think this is smart. So yeah, that's probably the only big move we're gonna make. We don't have a ton of roster flexibility at this point. So yeah, we'll sim ahead, see if anything happens, and update when it does. Okay, so I have one more trade lined up. So essentially, this is all for one person here. So in the international free agency, there's this guy, Kikane Tari. Amazing. I don't know why he's only a 40 potential, but he has a knuckleball, and I've never had a knuckleballer, and he has amazing stamina, and I just really want him. So I am pulling off the trade. I'm flipping to Alex Kranzler for, he's a good reliever, but I really want the international money because I maxed out and I can't offer any more. So I'm getting about $1 million in that international pool money for Alex Kranzler. If this isn't enough, then I'm screwed, and I just gave away a really good reliever, controllable reliever for nothing. But I'm going to pull off this trade, and we'll have to figure out the reliever thing. That's fine. But I'm going to see. Okay, so I'm able to offer more. Let's see if that's enough. It's going to be like $10,000 more or something stupid. I haven't seen anything yet. Usually it's 3 days. Nice. We got him. Let's go. 16-year-old. I love this arm. That might have been like really stupid to give away a controllable reliever for the international money to sign him, but I think this is a really fun guy, and he's 16. He's not completely zeroed out in stuff and movement. His knuckleball is well developed. We'll see if it works out in the end, but I'm super excited for him. And yeah, that's probably the last trade we'll make. We're here February, what is it now, 17th? Preseason's about to wrap up, and we'll get into spring training and kind of see where the team's at that point. Maybe we'll make a deal before opening day for a reliever. We'll just have to see how things play out in spring training, see what we got. I'm not really keen on getting another reliever. I think we should run with the guys we have and make a deal at the deadline if we need to. But yeah, I'll send through the spring training here, get back opening day, and come back then. All right, so let's wrap up the episode here. We're here at opening day. I'm going to show you how the roster shook up to this season. These are last year's stats. So, pretty much what we expected. Harrington did win the third base job to start the year. He had such a good spring, and Harris was not really great. So, Harrington will be starting at third base every day. Harris is going to mix in at left field against lefties to spell L's, who just is not a good hitter against lefties. So it'll be Rushman, who did lose a little bit of catcher ability and some contact. We have 2 years after this year on the deal. I had a feeling that was going to happen, so I'm not like shocked. But yeah, his days as a catcher may be over soon. We'll see if he can recover. Maybe he'll just move to DH or first base moving forward. But yeah, we have him at catcher for now. Lesko will be at first, Correa at second, Harrington at third, Stroman at short. Els and Harris will split time in left. Harris will mix in a little bit against... actually, no. Yeah, he's going to mix in at DH and third base against righties. And then Kira Molinex in right and center. And then PJ Morlando, who didn't have a good spring, but he's out of options. I still like his profile. So maybe if we give him a full season of at-bats, he can turn it around. But yeah, against lefties, Correa will move over to first. Carter Smith will slide into second base, pushing Lesko to DH in that orientation of the lineup. So, pitching staff, we have Marquez, Hentz, Colburn, Almond, and Hackenberg had an awesome spring. So he'll stay around in the rotation for now. Talon Bell's out of options. Didn't have a very good spring, but, you know, I still like him enough to keep him on the team. But, you know, he's a candidate to be DFA'd pretty early in the year if something happens or he just sucks. Then we have Blanco, McCrabb, and Chiavelli as our late inning guys, and then Simpson from the left and right side. Completely different pitchers, but I like both of them for what they bring. Jax Bishop, not out of options, but he has one option year left, and he didn't pitch in the majors last year, so I'm going to give him a shot to start the year in the bullpen. And then Angel Lopez, who also didn't pitch in the majors last year, he'll get the kind of the last spot there. He has one option year left, so we have some roster flexibility with Bishop and Lopez able to be sent down. I think Simpson probably is. He has an option year as well, and this Simpson definitely does, yeah. So plenty of mobility in the middle relief. Just an update: Robbie Watkins had an awesome spring. I take away this last start, but he had a really good spring. Take away that final one, and he's a guy who could be called up very quickly. Andy Bumbrae also had a really nice spring, minus that last start. I'm just going off like what I saw from game logs and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of stats in spring training. It's more of just, what do you show? And Watkins was a guy I would have put in the bullpen, and probably will make an appearance in the bullpen at some point early in the season, but our AAA team did need arms. Valderas had an awesome spring. He's a guy who could be called up pretty quickly. They've already played 3 games in AAA. That's crazy. And Bob Long, a guy who I would like to get up into the majors, had a good spring. And it just didn't really work out that he was going to make the team. So that's the team going into the year. I'm actually going to put Almond as our 3 starters. So let's jump into it. Opening day, Emilio Marquez, the ace, on the mound, coming off. I mean, he's had 3 amazing seasons in a row. Let's see if he can keep it going here in Oakland, opening day. And we win 3-0. Kira, 5 hits, 2 RBIs, carrying the offense there. And Marquez, an awesome start to begin the year. Chevili and Blanco close it out. So game 2, we'll have Tinkens, who was had a really good year last year as well. So he'll get the ball in game 2 of the season. Gave him a good amount of money to stick around, and we win 4-3. Let's go a couple hits. Kira continues his hot start, and Hence really solid. I'll take that all year. Jared Simpson, McCrabb, and Blanco close it out. So game 3, looking for the sweep in Oakland. Milt Almond on the mound, coming off an up and down season, but finished really strong and definitely earned his spot in the rotation here. And we lose 9-3, so that's not a great start for him. Lesko, a couple RBIs. He had a home run, so his second on the year. Looks like the power maybe coming around. We'll see. And Milt Almond, not a good start, but Talon Bell and Bishop do fine out of the bullpen. 3 unearned runs for Bell. And that'll wrap up this episode. So thank you for watching. We'll come back next time, mid-season, go through the draft, go through the trade deadline and everything. And, we'll update at that point. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.